This is the OMFL.
You can't touch this.
And you're in the mix with Kinda Real Name. Here's another OMFL production.
All right, good morning, everybody. Sorry about that. We were trying to work on Twitch, and I forgot the intro was playing, and I lost track of time. But you're tuning into OMFL Bowl number 85, and this should be a really good one. We are just working on some last-minute situations here. We're trying to make sure that we got the right link because we asked them to do this on Twitch, but seems to be maybe a little bit of confusion. So we're trying to get on the same page. Let me, as always, welcome in my buddy. You heard us this morning on Press Pass Live, Mr. Maniac. Maniac, did you get a nap in?
No, I did not.
I'm not going to lie, I went and got a nap in. I immediately went to nap land, and it was glorious, and I really appreciated it. Now, we had a couple predictions for this one. This is the 14-2 Atlanta Falcons against the 12-4 Indianapolis Colts. D-Money versus D-Wayne. Both of these guys have been in here many times. Both have multiple OMFL Bowls under their watch, and they're really good players. We're still trying to get the Twitch stream figured out here. But while we do that, it gives me an opportunity to scramble just a little bit. I'm going to let you talk about this. The predictions were, I called 29-26 Colts. You called 17-14 Colts. There's a couple of 21-24 Colts, and then Sav went 17-14 Atlanta Falcons. Why don't you talk a little bit about how you think this one's going to play out, and how's it going to get to the point that you think it will?
Yeah, I think both these teams like to come into the game and really solidify their offense, rushing attack, and build off of that as the game progresses. And which one of these guys I think is probably going to be able to do that first. It really may depend upon which defense shows up, and right now I'm kind of banking on D. Wayne's offense to show up here, pushing attacks, start the game, and really kind of set the tone for the game. You'll be looking at really D. Money. He's going to be doing the same thing. They work play action pass off of the run. But D. Wayne's rush defense is so stout. Now, I think he did have an injury to one of his linebackers. D. Wayne did, so it'll be interesting to see if that plays maybe a part in this game. I believe that one linebacker was one of his actual coverage linebackers, if I'm not mistaken. So D. Wayne kind of sets up his team a little bit differently than probably a lot of guys. He has a lot of linebackers that play the run.
Yeah.
Those type of linebackers. So he really tries to make the other team one-dimensional. And really, I mean, in any kind of sport, whatever you play, whether it's Madden or if you're playing soccer outside or football outside, you really try to make your opponent to be one-dimensional. So
Time out. You said soccer, boy. You can't already be in soccer mode.
I am in soccer mode all the time, man. I love teaching my kids and stuff, and so take away that one thing that the other team seems to lay their crutch on, and if I had to say that one crutch for the Falcons is their rushing attack to set up the play action. So if that's taken away, look for maybe this game to really play into Dwayne's hands, and this is kind of what my prediction is with the 17-14, because just the simple fact that's going down to each team one-dimensional, and it's going to play into the other team's defensive scheme, and I think Dwayne's going to be the one that comes out on top because he's a little bit more, in my book, the defensive guru of the two.
Yeah, I can't argue with any of that. We finally got this thing figured out, I think so. So it is up, and we're just waiting for the guys to start here. I will say this. I do think that the Atlanta Falcons, this is not their proper word. It was the only word that comes to mind. They're on a... If this were a line chart, they would definitely have crested and are pointing downwards. They're a great team. So let's get that far. They're 14-2. They're in the NFC, representing the NFC from for the Super Bowl. They're a really, really, really great team. They're playing great. They're not terrible. They're good. They're really good. But I think that they've peaked, they've crested, they've come over the top. Whereas I think the Colts are ascending because they have started out really slow and they've really hit their stride, and they're blowing people out where the Atlanta Falcons have had some tight games. Now, he did blow out the Redskins, but he had a tight game versus me. I know he had some tight games late in the season. I do think that the Atlanta Falcons are trending downward and the Indianapolis Colts are trending upward. I think we're going to get started here soon, so let me go ahead and tell them we're ready.
The overlay looks really good, by the way.
Thank you. We're having a few little problems with it, but we're gonna get it figured out. If you're watching us live, in the description you'll see I listed a Twitch that has actually changed, as you can see, to YouTube. So his YouTube is youtube.com /DRITSCH Dristich, I guess is how you say it. But he is streaming Twitch, so if you want to see it with no lag, if you want to see it not a little choppy, it's always going to be a little choppy because we're streaming someone else's stream. We can't capture card someone else's stuff and commentate on it, and so it's always going to be a little choppy. It's always going to be slightly delayed, and we want to make sure that you guys want to watch this live, that you can do that. So go follow him on YouTube. Keep us up, though, for commentary. Have both streams kind of going there for you. So this should be a lot of fun.
It's definitely a big and one that kind of, I think everybody has kind of predicted from the start.
Tobias Scott, that's the name. I don't know why I kept wanting to say Tobias White, but he's just a white man. He's not Tobias White. But that guy is another. He's another player that could potentially be a key factor in this game.
All right,
yeah,
Coach, thank you very much.
He
it's
will
the
be
National Football
playing some
League,
part.
presented by EA Sports.
All right, here we go.
On the line, we play for the
OMFL Bowl number 80.
Everyone, Brandon Gunn, along with the man who has had to stick with me all season long, Charles Davis. And Charles,
I'm going to turn this down just a hair so that Maniac is not overshadowed. Here we go. Falcons receiving the opening kickoff. He's going to take it out all the way back. He's at the 20. Gets it up to the 24, probably the 25. They're going to give him the 25-yard line. I can't believe he took that out. He was almost on the back of the end zone. But Colts are going to get the ball in the second half. What do you expect to see from the Falcons on this first drive?
I'm looking for Dwayne to really set the tone with the run. Maybe look for him to possibly throw a play-action pass here off the bat first, maybe to kind of throw a little wrinkle.
I agree with you. I think he's going to try to establish the run early and often. That's what his team does really, really good. Here we go, first play of the game. Up the middle, he's got a massive hole. He's going to have to be used or tackled after about a gain of 12 yards. Gets the ball up to the 37, and this is what the Falcons do well. He will cut it back on you. He has no problem doing that, and they're going to really hammer this run. The Colts are going to have to do what they do well and stop it.
Yeah, that was a really good run there, and the offensive line just paved the way there with a big.
While controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for.
All right, here we go. 1st and 10 from their own 37. Second play of the opening drive of OMFL Bowl 85. You got Freeman off to the right side. That kind of got clogged up, but then he had a lane open up, but good for him for not bouncing it. So good job on him, but a gain of 3 to bring up 2nd and 7.
But that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
That was Huday's space to add in some color commentary, but I guess he fell asleep on me. If you would have taken that nap, man, you would have been ready to go here. 2nd and 7 from their own 39. 8:50 to go here in the opening quarter of OMFL Bowl 85. Brian under center, Freeman in the backfield. Back to pass, 2 tight ends. He's got Ridley coming over the middle, a nice little drag route, and he's going to get a face mask. That is the worst animation in the game. I hate when that happens, when you had nothing to do with it. You weren't hitting the strip button, and yet you get the face mask animation.
Yeah, I'm just now watching that play. So
are you watching it live from YouTube and you're still delayed?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, it sucks. 1st and 10 from their own 33. Here's Freeman over to the right side. He's only going to get about 3 there. It's going to give him 3 rushes for 18 yards. They're going to bring up a 2nd and 7 from their own 30-yard line. And the Falcons are mixing it up here. A little drag, couple big runs, and they're already at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, they're really kind of showing their stuff right here on this first drive. So.
All right, it's going to bring up 2nd and 7 here from their own 30-yard line. 8 minutes to go, opening drive, opening quarter. He's got a nice big run. He runs through 2 tacklers, and Freeman gets a first down to the 18-yard line, a gain of 12. And Freeman establishing himself early in this game. He might be the MVP of the season in the last 2 or 3 years. This guy has been a monster.
Yeah, he's definitely been the workhorse for the Atlanta Falcons, and that's been put on display in this game.
1st and 10 from the 18. He's got that flipped I formation, man in motion. Here's the handoff. This one's going to go to Smith. It's tangled up in the background, but somehow he still falls for it for 2 yards. That probably should have been a loss. D-Money does not shy away. He will run some slants to keep you honest, and he'll run those with Smith often.
Yeah, he definitely does know his play calling.
Here's Ryan back to pass. He's going to hit Freeman out of the backfield. Nice check down, but stopped pretty quickly there. Loss of 2. It's going to bring up 3rd and 9. He had twin formations there. Was trying to get an overload pass in a zone, but that was not going to be happening against the Colts man defense. 3rd and 9 here from the 17.
Yeah, Dwayne made a couple of little adjustments there. I think he covered the outside slot receiver and then manned up that swing path there to the running back. So
took him 2 yards in the wrong direction. So now what can they do on 3rd?
It's going to bring up a 3rd and 9, 6:17 to go. Opening drive, opening quarter. He's coming out in 4 wide. Freeman in motion. Ryan's got plenty of time. It's starting to break down the right side. He's going to throw it out of bounds, and that's going to be intentional grounding. There it is, intentional grounding against Matt Ryan. That was a weird play. I don't know if he hit the wrong button, if he panicked, but it's going to set up a long field goal here. What is this? This is about 42, something like that.
It's around the 40-yard range. That definitely looked like a panic throw there at the end because the rush was coming in hard.
Yeah, Catanzaro gets the field goal. It's going to put up the Atlanta Falcons 3-0 here in the opening quarter, the opening drive of OMFL Bowl 85. And That's a win for the Colts after you give up a couple big runs.
Yeah, the defense end up there in the red zone, and that's part of Dwayne's game. He's very, very tough in that on offense and defense, and he'll make you earn every point that you get.
Yes, he will. That's going to set up 1st and 10 from their own 25 for the Indianapolis Colts. This is their first drive of the game. A little pause here. It looks like they got some depth chart issues. So we got a little break in the action. What did you think about that first drive from the Falcons and from the Colts defense?
Yeah, when the drive first started, it looked like the Falcons were just really fixed and just open big time. And then all of a sudden, when they got down in the red zone, Dwayne and his Colts, little big stop there, and then they had the intentional grounding there from Matt that helped out in the end there and held them to 3 points.
All right, that's going to set up 1st and 10 from their 25. Colts first time touching the ball here. They were able to hold the Atlanta Falcons to a field goal in their first drive. So big defensive stand here for the Atlanta Falcons. A big offensive drive after a big defensive stand. That's what I was trying to say.
Oh, here we go.
He's got a man off to the right side. It breaks through. He's got it at the 50, the 45-40, 35-30, 25-20, 15-10, 5. He's going to be caught. He is at the 4-yard line. They might give him the 3. No, they're going to say he stepped out at the 5. A gain of 70 yards on the first drive of the game. Big run for the Colts.
Talk about a statement there by the Colts with that first run. Very patient to the outside. Let his blocker set up and just seen the hole and just hit the jets and took off for 70 yards. What a play.
The Colts with a first red zone opportunity in the ball game. They've got it 1st and goal at the 6.
1st and goal at the 6-yard line here for the Indianapolis Colts after that big play. It's going to go right up the middle. It's going to be shut down pretty quick, though. He battles through for a gain of 1. Nixon's going to have 2 carries for 70 yards. That's a pretty good average.
Yeah, Dixon's already kind of making his presence known here with that first carry, and look for Dwayne to go with the hot hand and keep beating you.
The wheels are turning on that other sideline as a play caller. You're filing that away right now, aren't you? Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity.
All right, here we go. 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line. This is always when I struggle as a play caller because, of course, you want to call a pass to keep them honest, but really the only passes that work in this game is going to be the crossing routes or a slant, and then that just feels cheap. So it's a tough area right here for the Colts.
Yeah, it's the cross slant or drag.
He's got Cam Newton back to pass. He's got a man. He's going to get it to the goal line, and they're going to put him in. Touchdown. Andrews for the Colts with the little tight end double drag there, and the Colts are going to take the early lead 6-3 here.
Yeah, that was a great read there by Dwayne and Cam. What a pass and what a placement of the pass in the goal line.
It's going to put the Colts up 7-3 here in the opening quarter of OMFL Bowl number 85. What a drive from the Colts. They answer pretty quickly after holding the Falcons to a field goal. And this is back-to-back wins on 2 drives for the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah, he's really made a statement coming out of this game. He's come out swinging with both fists. And another little thing I'd like to point out, too, Dwayne's kick is going to be a big factor in the game. The Chiefs, every kick back in with those kickoffs, it's going to be hard to get a return.
Here we go, 1st and 10 from their own 25. Freeman off the left side. See, cuts it back right there. He almost breaks it. The Colts defense does a good job. Those are the kinds of plays I wish I could see D-Money stop, but I also get it. You see a lot of this spread formation that you've seen the Colts run there. The Falcons will run that a lot. People really like that spread defensive formation there.
Yeah, they like to spread out the line and kind of play the zone.
Twin tight ends to the right, 2 receivers to the left. Matt Ryan under center on 2nd and 8. It's going to be a delayed run. Freeman just bumps, but he breaks through a tackle there. Nice run there for Freeman. It could have been much better. A gain of only 3. It's going to set up 3rd and 5 from their own 30-yard line.
Yeah, Freeman there was not going down easy. He kept battling and battling. I'm going to have to watch that, though, because Dwayne is good at knocking those balls out.
We've seen both running backs run into their offensive linemen several times. Here we go. We got 2 receivers to the left, tight end and Fisher to the right. Freeman in the backfield out of the shotgun formation. 3rd and 5 from their own 30. Ryan back to pass. He's got Freeman on the angle route. Oh, and it just barely gets past the linebacker. A big catch and gain there from Matt Ryan to Freeman, and that's going to be a gain of 22 and a first down. That was almost intercepted. That could have been disaster for the Atlanta Falcons.
That was so close. The linebacker read the play totally from the. It was just away.
Seem to be losing you just a little bit. You're breaking up just a hair, but we got twin tight ends here for the Atlanta Falcons. Ridley to the left, Fisher to the right. 1st and 10 from their own 48. 3:19 to go here in the first quarter. Smith right up the middle. He makes a weird juke there to the left when the middle was wide open. It's only going to be a gain of 4 to set up 2nd and 6 from the 44.
Yeah, again, both guys are showing really patience with the rock there when they're running, allowing the blockers to get the lanes open for them. So this is already coming to be a very, very nice game starting off.
You're tuning in to the OMFL Bowl Championship season 85. Thank you for tuning in. You're watching Atlanta Falcons and D-Money take on D-Wayne and his Indianapolis Colts. Here's Freeman right up the middle, another big hole. Nice little hesitation move there from the Falcons to gain another 4 or 5 yards to give him a gain of 9 against the blitz. First down, Atlanta Falcons. Good run from Freeman.
Yeah, this is definitely the exact thing I saw from this game, coming in this game with both teams trying to solidify that rushing attack, and they're not disappointing.
A little close formation here. Smith in the backfield, Matt Ryan under center, 1st and 10 from the 35. Smith's going to get the call. Another massive hole. The Atlanta Falcons are really establishing the run here, and that offensive line is opening massive holes, and you almost feel helpless watching.
Yeah, this is the type of game that I would have loved to have my running back have against Dwayne, but there was no lanes like this open. And wow, I mean, this offensive line is just doing a great job against this defensive front.
It's going to set up 1st and 10 from their own 22-yard line. Second drive of the opening quarter for the Falcons. Nice little run there. I like the fact he didn't cut it. He wanted to cut it all the way left, but he kept it good and kept it up the middle. I think that's definitely a struggle of his, is tries to cut it a little too much.
Yeah, seeing all that green pasture out there to the left, it's definitely tempting to go ahead and cut that all the way back out and play there.
Ridley's in close. Twin tight ends off to the left side. Matt Ryan under center, Fisher on the right side. There's going to be a play action. Ryan's got plenty of time. He's got a man right in the middle. It's going to be caught and taken down to the 1-yard line. Big catch there for Ridley to make it 1st and goal from the 1-yard line.
There's that play action pass that the Falcons really like to set up. Got that run established, got the defense back on their heels a little bit, and then you throw that quick play action pass over the middle. Easy.
I think this one's pretty simple. It's probably the simplest call he'll make all day. Just run this one right up the middle. Don't play around. Don't get too cute. He's got Freeman in the backfield. He's just been running fools over. Hand off to Freeman. Blitz up the middle. Big hit stick. Freeman's going to be stopped. It looks like you're ahead of me all of a sudden. I don't know how that happened.
I'm ahead of you now. So I seen that hit stick. Oh.
It's going to set up 2nd and goal from the 2-yard line. 6 seconds left to go. It's been an entertaining opening quarter. I don't think they're going to get this play off. This is going to be the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, this has been a great Super Bowl so far, OMFL Bowl, I'm sorry, so far, and really both teams have setting the tone. The offensive side, the defense right now is on both sides get it's set up here. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, let me ask, as an offensive coach, what do you call here? Are you trying to pass, or you're going to not get cute and keep running it?
Well, I mean, I tried to run it 3 times against the top, so look for a play action pass.
Matt Ryan under center, Morris in motion, Freeman in the backfield. It's going to be back to pass. He's got a man wide open for the touchdown. The tight end coming in motion finds himself lost in the zone. Nice touchdown with the quick pass there. And that's going to make this game 9-7 with the extra point to come here. And the Atlanta Falcons are going to take a lead on their second drive. So 2 good drives. The first one they had to settle for a field goal. Still a good drive. As this one's now 10-7 with 9:58 to go in the opening half of OMFL Bowl 85.
Yeah, my prediction of 17-14 is all on the rocks pretty much right now. So this game kind of has the feel, and it kind of settles down. This game has the feel of maybe being a little bit of a barn burner.
Yeah, it could be if both teams keep running the ball this way.
Both clicking on offense, so let's see what happens.
And we haven't seen them pass a lot, which means the interceptions are probably going to be down. 1st and 10 here from the 25-yard line. Second drive for the Indianapolis Colts. He's got to drive another big run over there to the right side. I think he's going to get holding or blocking the back. It is. It's going to be an illegal block in the back. Unfortunate for the Colts. Going to push it back for 1st and 17 from the 18-yard line.
Yeah, that was a big-time penalty there by the Colts. And let's see what, this could be a turning point here in the game. If D-Money can make a stop here and put a little bit more pressure on Dwayne, we could see some mistakes happen later on.
Dwayne coming out in 2 tight ends, another very powerful, very often used offense here in the OMFL. 1st and 17 from the 18. Keep it simple. Handoff right up the middle. He breaks through another tackle. That's that animation that you hate where you start to get pseudo-tackled even though no one was around. But gain of 7 sets up a manageable 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Yeah, he gets back what he lost there on the penalty pretty much and sets up for a decent second down and, not looking at a long second down here. So it's a manageable situation.
Dwayne likes to run the shotgun draw here. He likes to try to think pass, but again, Dwayne loves that. Just give me positive yards. See what they got. They got Hines in the backfield, Cam Newton in a shotgun formation. 2 receivers to the left, a tight end and receiver to the right. Tight end split out wide. Cam Newton back to pass. He's got the drag. It's going to be caught. He's going to have to fight for it, though. It's going to get close. It's going to get him a gain of 8 yards to make it 3rd and 2. A very manageable 3rd and 2. If you're the Colts or the Falcons on offense, this is what you want. You want those 3rd and shorts to be able to manage as a play call.
Yeah, 3rd and short opens up the whole playbook here, and it's not a 3rd and 10 where basically you're counting on the pass to get to the first down. Now the whole playbook is open. We'll see what happens here.
He's coming out, spreading him out wide. Would not be surprised to see a quarterback draw here. You got Hines in the backfield, same formation as beside. Look for Tobus Scott. He's the guy that we were talking about a lot. There's the catch right there. There's Scott with the big reception for the first down. Cam Newton was patient and made the good play there.
Yeah, that's probably one of Dwayne's more favorite plays here in the last part of this season. The double slants, it's really been a good play for him to get those first down conversions there. And Tobias Scott, he is a beast.
Yeah, one would argue that's just a popular play overall in the OMFL. People like to just, especially against zone, let that play develop. We got a couple of men in the box here, probably expecting some type of blitz or situation. We got Cam Newton back to pass again. He's going to see, this is what we called Cam Newton taking off. He's going to get a gain of 8 there to set up 2nd and 2. And you called this. We talked about this on Press Pass Live. Cam Newton will take off running if you've got him covered up.
Yeah, you've got to be aware of where Cam Newton is on the field at all times. Sometimes it's even best to call off maybe a rusher to just spy that quarterback, because if not, he's going to take off and get 8 to 10 yards every time.
It's going to set up 2nd and 2 from the 49. 7:25 left to go in the opening half of football. Easy play right up the middle. He runs over a defender but gets tackled by the second. And Dixon is having a hell of a game. 4 runs and already 90 yards. I mean, this is not what we expected to see from Dixon.
Yeah, here we go. The first drive of the game, with Freeman, we're calling him maybe the MVP, but then he says, "Hey, wait a minute, I'm still this OMFL, and he's putting on a show himself."
It's going to set up 1st and 10 from their own 37. 6:51 left to go in the opening half of OMFL Bowl 85, and that one's going to be shut down pretty quickly. Hines is going to be tackled in the backfield for a gain of 0 to set up 2nd and 10 from the 37-yard line.
I'm really impressed how both these front playing against the front seven and the defensive sides on both ends. Both these guys have built on their offense and defensive lines, and both teams right now are succeeding.
Cam Newton out of the shotgun. He's got Ebron to the right in close. It's going to be a handoff, and he's got a big hole there off the left side. He tackles him forward, though. It's going to set up 3rd and 1. And again, we continue to talk about this. 3rd and short, 3rd and manageable situations is where these offenses want to find themselves.
Yeah, this is where D. Wayne makes his money here in the OMFL, getting those short yardage situations of 3rd, and he converts 9 out of 10 times on these because it really opens up the full playbook.
Here we go, 3rd and 1 from their own 28. 5:50 left to go in the second quarter of OMFL Bowl 85. Keep this one pretty simple, right up the middle. I don't know if they're going to give it to him. Lloyd, 2 yards. They are going to give it to him. They said he broke the plane of that first down. So 1st and 10 for the Indianapolis Colts from their 26-yard line.
Yeah, if I'm the Falcons, I may actually challenge that because that looked like a very favorable spot there from that replay.
No challenge here from the Atlanta Falcons. Going to come out in a straight out formation. Ebron set up close to the right. 2 receivers outside. It's going to be a handoff right up the middle. Hines has not had a good game so far. Only 3 rushes for 9 yards. I think he's a rookie, and he's played pretty well for them, but being shut down here early.
Yeah, Dixon so far has been the man with the hot hand in this game, and look for that one.
Look for the run here. They do like to spread you out on 2nd and long and run it. Cam Newton, no, I'm wrong. On the pass, he's got plenty of time. He's going to go right up the middle. Nice little juke move there to gain a couple more yards. And Cam Newton starts this game off perfect. 4 for 4 with 29 yards to set up another 3rd and 2.
Yeah, you can tell both these teams have really scouted each other well. You can see them making adjustments at the line of scrimmage to kind of know what the other team likes to call. And good, I mean, this is a good call by Dwayne here, knowing that D-Money may be expecting that run and that short little pass there.
Colts coming out in 2 tight ends, another very popular formation that we spoke about here. He's got Dixon in the backfield, Cam Newton under center. Falcons do look like they're sending a blitz. Cam Newton back to pass. He's getting the ball out early. He's got the tight end. He fights through a tackle, but tackled by the second guy. But that is going to be a first down, and Cam Newton is 5 for 5 for 36 yards.
Just move the chains. Just move the chains. That's all D. Wayne's game plan is. Move those chains, get it down into the red zone, and then just that's his game plan. And it is hard to swallow sometime on the opposite side.
And eat the clock. They eat a ton of clock. 1st and 10 here from their own 12-yard line. They can't get a first down without scoring a touchdown. It's going to be a handoff by Dixon right up the middle. Now, you've seen a little bit of an Atlanta Falcons cut there, so that's something that you don't love to see. It can happen a couple times a game. Just want to keep that to a minimum. But Debo Jones making the tackle there to set up a 2nd and 8 from the 10-yard line.
Yeah, it was a good play there by the Falcons to kind of stuff up that middle. Made Dwayne had to make a quick decision, but there was everyone there
2nd and 18. He's going to come out in that switched I formation, another popular formation that you've seen the Falcons made popular here. Cam Newton under center. He's going to run the toss. There's a play you don't see a ton. Nicely blocked, but quickly off of that block is Debo Jones from LSU, and he gets that a gain of 0. Debo Jones with a couple impact plays here this drive.
Yeah, that blocker had set the edge, you thought, but then Debo Jones, they're just kind of shrugged the blocker off and just made a quick beeline right to the running back and stuffed him in the back.
Again, put on your offensive mind cap. What do you call here? 3rd and 8, do you just keep it conservative, take the field goal, tie the game, or are you trying to pass for this?
Well, I'm trying to get in Dwayne's head here. If it's me, I'm looking for a quick pass, maybe just trying to see if I can break somebody open. We're going to go for a run here, I would assume.
Yep, close formation, 3rd and 8 from the 10-yard line. Cam Newton under center. You think he's got Dixon in the bag. It's going to be a handoff off to the right side. Hines, he jukes through one tackle, but he's tackled in the backfield for a loss. It looks like he was playing for the field goal there. If he picked up the first down, great. But the Atlanta Falcons defense steps up there in the last, I think, 5 plays. 3 of them have been for a loss or no gain. So good job by the Atlanta Falcons. And it looks like we're back to a tie game here soon, possibly, at least the opportunity to be a tie game.
Yeah, it's definitely an opportunity. One thing this Madden has taught me, you don't count any points before you get them, because field goal kicking is not a gimme anymore.
It is not. Aguayo, one of the best kickers in the OMFL, been in the Pro Bowl multiple seasons. The kick is up, and it's going to be good, and we've got a tied ball game. So 10-10, Atlanta and Colts are tied with 1:57 left to go here in the opening half. You are watching OMFL Bowl number 85. Thank you for tuning in. We do have a live stream up here that you're listening to me on, and then if you want to see D-Money stream, it's DRITSCH on YouTube. So just search that on YouTube, and you will find his playlist, and you can watch it live with no delay, or you can continue to listen to us and have both of them up. But we'll have some live interviews, live reaction after this bowl game's over, and we're going to hang our last banner, championship banner here for OMFL Madden 19.
Nice. Oh, on the end of his name for the YouTube, it's 01, actually.
There you go. So 01 on Dritchitz. I don't even know how to say his name. It's whatever. Freeman in the backfield, 1st and 10 from the 25. It's going to be a toss off to the left. Oh, and it's a big, what is that? I'm pretty sure we just witnessed a murder, folks. I'm not quite sure what happened, but if the old ambulance would still come out, it would have came out right there. One of the most massive blocks, and he got up and walked away from that train wreck. I'm so ready to throw this game away.
I'm sorry, I just lost it on it because I just seen the guy, his legs are just flying in the air. That the biggest cut block I've ever seen in my life. It was phenomenal.
Freeman in the backfield, 1st and 10 from the own 39-yard line, 150 left to go here. Freeman's going to take that off to the right, but it's going to be tackled in the backfield, and no one died that play, so that's at least movement in the right direction here. And it's going to set up 2nd and 11 with 140 left to go here in the opening half of OMFL Bowl 85.
Yeah, both teams are playing very stout right now. Offensive really has kind of had their way all up and down the field, but when they get into the red zone, it's been a struggle and a battle for each side. So
your 17-14 score is probably out of it, but it could be close to that. Here's Freeman in the backfield, shotgun formation. Handoff to Smith. He cuts that back to the right side. He runs through 2 tackles there. It's going to be close to a first down. It's going to set up 3rd and 1 from the 48-yard line. 57 seconds and counting to go here in the opening half of OMFL Bowl 85.
Yeah, D-Money is trying to position himself to get in and get a field goal try here to end the half. And let's see, because Dwayne's going to get the ball in the second half, so definitely don't want to fall behind there first in the second half.
Thank you for tuning in. Feel free to give us a little like and subscribe. We do weekly podcasts, tons of games, and you should find them entertaining. 3rd and 1, Freeman in the backfield. Freeman's going to get the call. He's got some weird cuts there. You kind of want to see that kept to a minimum, but it happens because Madden 19 doesn't allow you to make subtle adjustments. It's these big adjustments. But First down, clock is ticking. It looks like the Falcons are just playing for the field goal here.
Yeah, they're to put the pressure on Dwayne for the we'll get in this position here to try to take the field goal and take the lead going in halftime.
So let me ask, is that more of a mental game for you, that the field goal isn't so much about taking the lead, but more of just like putting your stamp that I got points on you right before half?
I really think it puts the stamp that I got points on you right before half. And it does, for me, it puts a little pressure on me to come out in that second half to get those points back. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
Freeman with a big run of 12 yards off to the left side. The Colts have been gashed this entire game on the ground. They're not giving up a lot of pass yards, but they have been gashed in the running game, and the Falcons are establishing that pretty well. 21 seconds left to go. The first timeout, or the Atlanta Falcons have one timeout left, I should say. The Colts have all three. Falcons are clearly playing here for a score right before half, and the Colts are going to need a big play here. 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line.
Look for a big-time play here to try to get a touchdown for halftime.
Matt Ryan back to pass. He's got plenty of time. Nice protection. He's going to fire it up deep, and it's just going to go to the back of the end zone. That Colts DB made a weird play there where he kind of hesitated and came in, and I always worry that when Madden gives you that animation, your guy steps in, that he goes right over the top of you for the touchdown, but Matt Ryan ends up throwing that one right out of the back of the end zone.
Yeah, that was kind of a glitchy-looking play there by the defensive player. But
glitchy looking play. We just seen a man die 6 plays ago.
we've seen a man die, get 10 feet up in the air, and then we just saw the deep. Oh man!
Here we go. Ito Smith off to the left side on 1st and 10. He cuts it back. I got to be honest. I hate that cutback. That play should go where it's called to go. I just don't like it when you're cutting it all the way back. 5 seconds left to go. Timeout Atlanta Falcons. Big hit from the Colts, but no fumble. That's going to set up the field goal here. It's going to be about a 30, 10, 15, about a 40-yarder? Is that right? Yeah, I think a 40-yarder.
Yeah, 40 yards from the 30. Be a 40-yard try. He's kind of waiting, so I think he's maybe anticipating Dwayne coming in on this rush.
Catanzaro, the kick is up, and it's going to be good. And the Atlanta Falcons are going to take a 13-10 lead into halftime of OMFL Bowl 85. I guess they have to kick this ball off, but we can expect a squib, and this one's not really going to go anywhere.
Right at the end of the half, put points on the board, and go into the locker room feeling a lot better about themselves.
Short kick, one of the up middle.
Yeah, that's going to bring that to the end of the half there, and that I tell you that both teams really showed something on the offensive side with running. Both of them just really tried to set their tone there with the rushing attack. And defenses are going to have to step up here in the second half if this is going to stay at a minimum. I'm really shocked and surprised that the Colts defensive front has given up that many rushing yards because that is the strength of that defense, is that rush defense. So let's see what happens.
I have to agree with you. That Colts defense has been gashed this entire first half. The Atlanta Falcons with a 13-10 lead. This is the opening drive of the second half. You're watching OMFL Bowl number 85. Thanks for tuning in. Give us a subscribe and a like. Let those notifications let you know when we go live. You got Mr. Maniac doing some color. I'm doing some play-by-play. I'm your commission founder, Nate. 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. Nice little cutback, but he actually cuts it right back. Dixon cuts it back into 2 defenders. If he just keeps that straight, he probably gets more yards.
Yeah, that's part of the problem that happens a lot of times. Guys get cut back happy, and you see something there that isn't there, and sometimes it can kind of come back to hurt you, and you lose that momentum of going straight ahead and getting those 2 or 3 yards.
I got to admit, we're seeing a lot of cutbacks from both of these teams.
Yeah, the cutback has been pretty popular right now. There is a lot of over-pursuing by the defense, so maybe that's the reason why it's opened up like that.
Cam Newton in the backfield alone, 4 receivers bunched to the right. Blitz there from the Atlanta Falcons, and Cam Newton's going to throw that one away. He just barely gets that one off. Those are one of those plays that we need to be more specific about. To me, that is 3 verticals in a play you don't want to see ran. I know technically it's not 3 verticals. It's like a drag that turns into a vertical, but at the end of this play, after the first 2 seconds, it turns into 3 verticals, and so it's definitely one of those plays that we got to let guys know that shouldn't be ran outside of 3 minutes.
Yeah, those verticals.
Now here's a 3rd and 9. This is what Dwayne wants to avoid.
Yeah,
Cam Newton back to pass.
Yeah, this is where it gets in trouble.
Got pressure. He's going to get sacked, but he's going to fall forward for a few yards, but he's going to be forced to punt, set up a 4th and 5 from the 30-yard line, and that's a victory there for the Atlanta Falcons, and you can feel the momentum starting to shift over to the Falcons side.
Yeah, that's what I talked about there in that end of the first half, where he went right down the field, got the field goal, put the pressure on Dwayne to points, because now D-Money's got the ball, he scores a touchdown. Now you're looking at a 2-score advantage on his.
It's going to set up 1st and 10 from their own 22. Nice putt from the Colts. They're coming out in the 4-3 against 2 receivers, I formation. Matt Ryan back to pass. He's got some pressure up the middle. He's going to let that one go. It's going to be picked off, though, by the Colts. He's got an opportunity to take this one back. He's going to be tackled, though, inside the 12. And Lynn, one of the best cornerbacks here in the OMFL, with an interception in OMFL Bowl 85.
Yeah, he is in on the Pro Bowl ballot right now, and he looked like he ran that route 10 times better than that wide receiver, because the receiver looked like he was in the street.
And the pressure up the middle caused Cam Newton to have to get rid of that one probably sooner than he wanted to. And like you said, Lynn had ran that play before the receiver did. It's 1st and 10 for the Colts after the first turnover of the game from their own 24-yard line. Cam Newton back to pass. He's waiting for it. He's going to run. He's at the 20. He's going to slide down. He takes a big shot, though. Gets it down to the 19-yard line to set up 2nd and 5.
Yeah, good defensive call there by D-Money with the cover 4, because those slants. Cam Newton was sitting there waiting for those slants to get open on the sidelines, and it was that cover 4.
We've seen that play at least 2 or 3 times now, and so, you start to hope that Dwayne doesn't call that play again. It's been called enough, and it's time to let's mix it up a little bit more. Here's 2nd and 5 from the 19-yard line. Cam Newton under center, the handoff. He's got a big hole, though, right there for the 1st down. Dixon's having a hell of a game. 7 rushes, 101 yards already. Set up 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line.
Yeah, Dixon there, very patient, allowing the guard to pull, get the edge set, and then just explode through there to get the extra yardage.
You're watching OMFL Bowl 85 with Mr. Maniac and Nate. Thank you for tuning in. Feel free to give us a like and subscribe. We do weekly podcasts, tons of streaming, so I think you'll enjoy it. Indianapolis Colts driving with their second drive of the second half. Ooh, and a face mask there for the Atlanta Falcons. Banks gets him a handful of face masks, and that's going to set up 1st and goal from the 5.
Yeah, old Mo was making a switch. We've seen it from the first half to the start of the second half. We thought the Falcons had it, and then all of a sudden that interception now has swung Mo back to the Colts.
1st and goal from the 5-yard line. Twin tight ends for the Indianapolis Colts. Man in motion. Handoff's going to go right up the middle. Well blocked, but the linebacker, 51, don't know who that is, but he was able, Alexander maybe? Oh, Newhouse, that's it. Newhouse gets off of the block and is able to stop that one for a minimum gain.
Yeah, good read there by the linebacker to get off the block and really make that penetration to the backfield to take down the running back.
And good on D-Money to call a little man defense, even with everybody in the box here in the red zone. Too often you see teams just go very zone heavy. It's going to be twin formations to the left. Cam Newton under center. It's going to be a stretch over to the right side. There's nothing really there, and Hines has struggled to find opening running room. He's going to be tackled for only a gain of 1 to set up 3rd and goal from the 2. this would definitely be a victory for the Falcons if you're able to keep the Colts out of the end zone.
Yeah, if he can hold the Colts here out of the end zone for a field goal try, this is a big-time victory. Let's see if the defense can rise up and make a stop here.
So it's 3rd and goal.
Let's set up 3rd and goal here from the 2-yard line. Big play here for the Indianapolis Colts. 6:14 left to go in the 3rd quarter of OMFL Bowl 85. Handoff off to the left side. That's going to be a touchdown, Indianapolis Colts. Gain of 2, and Dixon gets in to give the Colts a 16-13 lead. I don't love the cutback. I got to be honest. A lot of cutbacks this game.
Yeah, the cutback is the main thing here in this game right now. A lot of though, you see the defense is really just like shoot the gap over, and that's what's causing a lot of that those cutbacks to be open there. I don't know if the guys are making some kind of adjustment on defense that's causing that possibly break down and have those cutback lanes. Right now we're set at 17-13, 17-14. I don't think here probably going to look for another team.
Yep, 17-13. The Indianapolis Colts just take the lead here in the 3rd quarter. 6:10 left to go here. It's been a back-and-forth game, a game with big plays on both sides. And we'll see what Falcons answer here. Freeman in the backfield. Man in motion is Ridley. Matt Ryan under center. He's going to hand it off to Freeman. Another cutback right up the middle. Looks like Lynn's going to get the tackle, and there's an injury on the field. Freeman is hurt. He's holding his shoulder. That's a big play there for the Falcons.
That is big and could change the whole complexion of this game going forward.
On the 30, they'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
It's going to set up 2nd and 5 here from the 30-yard line. Matt Ryan under center. You got Smith in the backfield, the primary backup there for the Falcons, who does get a lot of carries, but he's not Freeman. Ryan with a quick out. Nice pass there from Ryan, and Lynn gives up the 1st down. Matt Ryan, 6 for 8, 60 yards, a touchdown, and an interception.
Yeah, that was one of the passes that we hadn't seen a whole lot of, was the out pass there, and it was a good play there. One of my predictions on Press Pass Live, though, was an injury could cause a big thing to happen in this game. We may have just saw that.
Matt Ryan with the delay play fake. He's got a man off to the right side. That's Ridley with the big play. And another hit stick there for the Indianapolis Colts. He had another guy, and it looks like Freeman's going to be out this entire game. The doctors are saying he's got a torn shoulder, and that's disappointing. Freeman works his way to what it could have been his last Super Bowl here in the OMFL and gets hurt halfway through this game.
Yeah, the injury bug that we talked about in Press Pass Live that could happen to change the complexity of the game. And now can the Falcons continue the rushing attack that they've kind of solidified, or is it going to now make them more one-dimensional against Dwayne's Colts?
Fisher there is going to be caught down for a loss of 3 in the backfield. They like to run that receiver reverse there. They'll run that play maybe once or twice a game, and so that one gets stuck for a loss. Look for it to come back out the playbook a little later. 2 tight ends to the right. Matt Ryan under center. Smith in the backfield after the injury to Freeman. Here's the handoff to Smith right up the middle. A little hesitation, a weird hesitation there. It's going to be caught for a gain of 0, and there it is. We've got a long 3rd and 3 and a tough 2 back-to-back runs for 0 or a loss of yards.
Yeah, and you're seeing right now exactly what happens with Madden. There's 2 types, or 3 different types of running backs that are in the game. Freeman is more of a elusive back. The back Smith, he's more of a power back. He cannot make those quick adjusted moves there in the hole.
Matt Ryan trying to run out of that one, and that one's tipped around and almost intercepted. Matt Ryan trying to take a chance there against the cover 4. He really had nothing. He thought about running it, and then he thought the last second to squeeze it in, and that almost got turned away for a turnover. Here's the 54-yard field goal. The kick is up. It's got the length, and that one's going to be good. That's going to make this game 17-16 with 3:46 left to go in the third quarter. Indianapolis Colts are leading this one by 1, and this is a big drive for them. The Falcons definitely have some figuring out to do on that sideline with Freeman being down.
Yeah, this has got to be really disappointing for like I said, Freeman is his bell cow. I mean, that's his meal ticket. And with him gone, you can see the kind of the herky-jerky moves with Smith because he's not that type of running back. And if anything that showed us in the past, he has struggled when Freeman has been injured out of his lineup. So let's see if that makes a big difference in this game.
1st and 10 from the 25. Cam Newton under center. The handoff is going to go off to the left, and that's got some big holes, and that looks like Hines' first nice carry of the day. He's got 18 rushes for 17 yards. The Colts do mix it up. Even though Dixon's having a great day, they give their running backs equal carries.
Yeah, he is a master of the three-headed monster sometimes, or two-headed monster to three-headed monster with the rushing attack, because he gets everybody involved in his offensive attack.
It's going to set up 2nd and 3 from the 32-yard line. You're watching OMFL Bowl number 85. The Indianapolis Colts are leading 17-16. Handoff right up the middle, but that one's going to be shut down pretty quickly for Dixon. It's only going to give him a gain of 1, but you still set up a 3rd and manageable, 3rd and short, 3rd and 2 for the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah, again, the third and short plays opens up the full playbook here. It makes it harder on the defense to really key in on one thing. Look for the Falcons to bring a blitz to stop the run.
He's definitely bringing people up. He's controlling Banks in the back. Does look like we're going to get a blitz here on 3rd and 2. Cam Newton back to pass. He's going to have to get rid of that one quickly. He does with the drag to Ebron. Ebron able to get away from the safety there, Green, and nice read there from Cam Newton for the first down.
Yeah, this was the play that really killed the Bengals in the AFC Championship game. The linebackers coming up, vacating that underneath spot there, and just open for days there for Cam Newton.
1st and 10 from their 40-yard line. 2:08 left to go here in the third quarter. Cam Newton back to pass. He's got plenty of protection. He hits Tobias Scott. Scott's going to pick up about 7 or 8. Cam Newton, 7 of 8 for 48 yards. Not a ton of yards here, but very effective, making the right plays, making the right reads. Are you going to take yards over sexy plays, or do you want your guy to be efficient back there?
Well, I'd like to stretch the field a little bit. Obviously, have Tyreek Hill and the Chiefs, and he's got speed. The Colts here have a lot of speed on the outside too, and you see him really in a lot of games really stretch the field downfield. But today, really kind of working on those underneath throws. I think he's seen something in his film study this week.
8 passes and 22 runs already for the Indianapolis Colts. You want to see him pass just a little bit more. You got a 17-16 Colts lead, 1:26 left to go here in the third quarter. Cam Newton back to pass. He's got a man. That one's going to be knocked away the last second from Ebron. And that's going to set up 3rd and 5 here from their own 45-yard line. How much of this offensive play calling from the Colts has to do with the Falcons' great man defense?
I think it has a lot to do with it because the Falcons they can man up anywhere on the field and shut down that you can throw at them and stuff. So he's really trying to minimize the amount of times he's having to throw against these guys because they'll just cover everything that you can throw at them. Look for him, though, to possibly set up some play-action pass later on in the game.
Shotgun formation, Hines in the backfield, Cam Newton back to pass. He's got time going to the out route, but knocked away, and there's that great man defense that we were just talking about. And that's what the Falcons do. They'll play man defense, they'll get up and they'll bump you, and they'll make you make plays.
Yeah, it's really frustrating because no receiver does. They either can't get away from the line of scrimmage or they can't get open into their route, and it really makes a team one. And if they shut down one dimension that have which is running, you're in for a big troublesome day.
So the Falcons get the ball back, trailing 16-17 with 1:13 left to go here in the third quarter. It's been an entertaining game. Neither team has ran away. Both teams have had big plays. Both quarterbacks are under 100 yards, so this has become the Run Bowl. It's been, as one person labeled in the YouTube chat, the Cutback Bowl. It's something that we've seen back off here in the third quarter, but was pretty crazy in the first half.
Yeah, first half was it was full of cutbacks and stuff. So let's see what happens here in this.
Smith in the backfield with his heels on the goal line. He's got a nice big run here, though. He puts a move, and he's gone. He's at the 35, the 30, what is that going to be? The 34-yard line, 33-yard line they're going to give him. And so nice big gain of 27 yards. And if Smith can do that for you, Smith's going to be more of a speed back, not a run-through back. That could really open things back up for the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, Smith's strength is his straight line speed, so anytime you start making any kind of moves with just to kind of slow down really good, so you really got to have to play on the straight line speed with Smith.
Smith is going to be tackled in the backfield. Nice stop there for the Colts, and that's the Colts defense we're used to seeing. That's going to set up 2nd and 9 here from the 34-yard line. 25 seconds left to go in OMFL Bowl 35, and we're going to be into the last quarter here in the next 10 seconds.
Yeah, it's already been a really entertaining game. Both defenses have kind of been up and down. Let's see if they can step up here in the fourth quarter and make something happen.
Matt Ryan under center, Ridley to the left. He's going to put Ridley in motion, Hooper and Hygerson on his left and right, respectively. Play action fake here. It looks like he's trying to hit the tight end long. Oh, and he ends up throwing it away. The pressure got to him. He had a man wide open as Ridley was running the motion go, and he was wide open, but the pressure from the Colts ended up making him throw it away.
Yeah, he wanted to take the sure thing there and not try to throw downfield with a big hit, cause a fumble, or maybe a pop-up interception there. So smart play there, even though he did have the guy wide open down the field.
The Falcons on third down.
Going to set up 3rd and 9 from the 34-yard line. They're trailing 16-17 as the Atlanta Falcons. Matt Ryan in the backfield with Smith. Friedman is hurt and out for the game with a torn shoulder. He's making some adjustments. Here's Matt Ryan back to pass. He's got time. Nice little pass there. Big play and caught. Who is that? That's going to be... I missed the name there, but big, strong hands. Oh, it's Fisher. So Fisher's first reception of the Super Bowl. So Fisher with big hands holds the ball away and keeps the first down to set up 1st and 10 from the 47-yard line.
Fisher was a first round or second round draft pick here a couple of seasons there.
It's going to set up 1st and 10 from the 47-yard line. Twin receivers to the left. Here's Smith off to the right side, and he takes a big forearm right there to the mouth. Holds on to the ball. Look at Smith, 9 rushes, for 71 yards. So Smith is doing his best Nixon impersonation.
Yeah, he's had that really a couple of good runs, but then he's also had a couple of bad runs. So let's see if he can keep those positive yards coming for the Atlanta Falcons.
You can see the Falcons are really leaning on the outside run with him. Let's see what he can do up the middle. Sets up 2nd and 8 from the 49-yard line. Here's Smith up the middle. There's not a lot there. He does break a couple tackles, but that one's going to be tackled for just a gain of 1-yard line to set up a 3rd and 6. What do you like to call in these 3rd and medium plays?
Really, I try to – a lot of times I'll either try to call a curl route or maybe possibly a go route. It just depends on what the comeback routes are also even good in this position.
Colts are backing off. They're probably playing zone here. 3rd and 6 from their 50-yard line is the Atlanta Falcons. Matt Ryan back to pass. Goes right over there with a drag. He breaks through a tackle, but that's when it's going to be stopped for short of the first to set up 4th and 3, so they cannot go for it. It's got to be 4th and 2 or less. So the Falcons are going to have to punt the ball away here.
Yeah, he kind of felt the pressure there from the inside. He got a little bit of happy feet there, and he kind of just went with the underneath. I'm going to take the loss there for a sack.
Tough punt there for the Atlanta Falcons. They almost got that one out at the 1 yard line, but he just barely goes out of the bag for Osborne. He's going to set up 1st and 10 from the 20 yard line. What do you want to see here from this Colts offense on this first drive of the 4th quarter?
Yeah, I think he's going to really try to still solidify that run and use the Janelle to try to get in position to get a.
His 70-30 percentage, though, is in play here because he was 24 rushes to 8 passes a while ago, so it wasn't great. Cam Newton's pressure is going to go away, and he's going to be sacked as that pocket falls to pieces to set up 2nd and 14 from the 16-yard line.
The league-leading sack artist right there for the Falcons coming off the edge and just beat the tackle to that point. And Cam Newton didn't feel the pressure, didn't step up, and he took the sack there.
It looked like he originally had pressure from the right. He kind of stepped off to the left, and that's what left him open for that sack there. He's going to set up 2nd and 14. It looks like the Falcons are sending a blitz here from their own 16-yard line. Cam Newton back to pass. He's got a man, and what a diving catch there for the – they're going to give him the first? They're not. It's going to be 3rd and inches. They catch him in the all-out blitz. A great catch there for the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah, great read there by Cam Newton.
Absolutely a big-time catch on the big.
He's going to set up 3rd and inches here. Cam Newton's got Dixon in the back. Falcons are sending it. They get him, but yeah, they're going to say it's going to be for a gain of 0 to set up 4th and 1, and the Colts are going to be forced to punt here, so big stop for the Falcons.
That was not what the Colts needed right there, and you definitely did not want that because now this gives the ball back to the Falcons with 6 minutes left. If any one of these teams can get the run game to go in here in the second half like they did in the first half and really kind of run this clock out, we're looking at possibly the field goal being the winning points of this OMFL Bowl.
Now, it's not 17-14 as you call it, but 17-16, so it's not far off. Do you think that the game could actually end like this, or do you expect to see some more scoring?
I do expect to see at least one more score, but it would be really, really amazing if it did end in this score right here.
Matt Ryan out of the pistol. He's going to hit Smith off to the right side. Again, trying to keep it on the outside. Smith fights it. It's going to be a gain of 1 there for the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, you can almost see right now both teams not wanting to make that big mistake that will cost them this game. Kind of playing on the side of caution with the rushing attack, the runs up the middle and stuff. So going to take advantage.
You've tuned into OMFL Bowl number 85. You're watching the Atlanta Falcons take on the Indianapolis Colts here in our last Super Bowl before the end of Madden 19. Matt Ryan back to pass. He's going to delay a handoff there to Smith, but again, anything up the middle seems to be a struggle for Smith.
Yeah, he just really runs between the tackle. He's more of a slasher, gasher, and a guy that you can spread out and get the ball to in space. But you can see the Falcons right now really missing Freeman.
They are. It's going to be 3rd and 8. The Falcons have rushed the ball 27 times, thrown the ball 18 times. Matt Ryan in the backfield, Smith to his right, 2 tight ends to the right, 2 receivers to the right, 2 receivers to the left of Matt Ryan. Matt back to pass on this 3rd and 8. He gets it out quick, and that was knocked away. He had to get rid of that ball. Looks like the Colts were sending a little bit of a blitz that came free there. Falcons didn't pick him up. They had to throw it quickly. It's going to force a punt here.
Yeah, that's that looping linebacker blitz there that Dwayne and a lot of the guys like to send. It's very effective. It's hard to set up a block to try to stop that blitz from linebacker.
Nice punt there from the Atlanta Falcons. It's going to give the ball 1st and 10 to the Indianapolis Colts at the 28. Thank you again for tuning in and watching OMFL Bowl number 85. We appreciate everybody who's watching. You got Maniac doing some color. Nate, the commish founder of the OMFL and the Grown Folks Online community, doing some play-by-play for you. We appreciate a little like and subscribe of our channel. Do weekly podcasts, tons of streaming, tons of shows. Love for you to tune in. He's going to hit his man Dixon right up the middle. Why have you not given the ball to Dixon 17 or 18 times? He's only touched it 12. I know they like balance, but Dixon has had a great game.
Yeah, Dixon has definitely put his stake in for the MVP of this game. He is against the Falcons in this game, and it's interesting to see if Dwayne keeps going to the rock here with Dixon, or if he maybe changes up a little bit.
2nd and 6. Do you think the Atlanta Falcons are going to start sending more blitzes and taking more chances?
I do see the Falcons.
Ooh, that one bounces off of an offensive lineman. I'm sorry that I interrupted you. That was evidently a mispress of a button. He tries to throw it. As soon as he snaps off an offensive lineman, it bounces around. Lucky for the Colts, though, goes incomplete to set up 3rd and 6 from their own 33.
That kind of looks like a little bit of a with the internet issue there, because sometimes I have the issue trying to hike the ball and it doesn't want to go, and you press it too many times and it goes and throws that crazy ball there. So tough break there for the Colts. Glad it didn't end in an interception for him though.
Cam Newton, a man in motion, back to pass. He's got time. He's got plenty of time. He's going to have to make a decision, though. He throws it into coverage. You cannot do that against the Atlanta Falcons. Trufant with an interception. That is not a throw that you see Dwayne made. He had plenty of time. You expected him to run away. Tries to throw it in, and Trufant makes him pay. This Atlanta Falcons DB group is the best in the league. You cannot make that throw.
Yeah, they just react way too fast to those. And that's the problem with waiting for those routes to get open to the sideline too many times, because too many times those guys like that, those type of defensive players he doesn't face quite often, and those guys react to those balls, and they made him pay for that one right there.
Here's my question. Is that a frustration play after the previous play of the missed snap, whether it's internet or whatever happened there, the glitch out where he throws that crazy incompletion? Do you think he was a little frustrated and kind of forced it, because we've seen Cam Newton in that similar play take off running, and instead this time he forces it right there into coverage?
Yeah, I think it is, because he's really feeling the pressure. The Falcons have kept this game real close, and you have that mishap that happened the play before. You really feel like he's got to get that first down, and he just took a chance there, and it cost him. Let's see if the defense can step up and hold the Falcons to no points here.
We've got a little closed bunch formation, twin tight end here, 1st and 10 from the 42. There's Smith going to the outside again. That seems to be the only place that he's effective and efficient, and that one's shut down pretty quick. A nice run blitz there called by the Indianapolis Colts.
Run blitz there by the Colts, and here we are getting almost a 3-minute mark here in the game, and we're still 17-16. Both offenses right now, it seems like in this fourth quarter, have struggled to get anything going.
Yeah, we're getting to nut crunching time here. 2nd and 12 from their own 43-yard line. Matt Ryan under center, Smith in the backfield after an injury to Freeman. He's out for the game. Smith with a nice run there. He takes another big shot. That Colts defense will bring the wood whenever they're hitting you.
Oh, those guys, I think Dwayne feeds them in their head to hit stick 24/7, because they will bring the wood, and almost, I mean, if Smith makes a move there and makes that tackle miss, it's a touchdown.
3rd and 5, we got one safety high, so the Colts are going all out to stop this one from their own 36. Here's Smith. It's a play action. Ryan's out of time. He fumbles. It's going to be recovered by the Falcons, but it's going to be too big of a loss for a field goal. What do you do here? You can go for it in the fourth quarter because you're down. It's going to set up 4th and 18 from the 49. It's too long for a field goal. It's too short for a punt. Do you take the delay of game, or you just punt it away here?
I think he's trying to punt it inside the 5. Dwayne actually receives the ball and takes it out of bounds. That's kind of that play right there was all together right there. Just the Falcons should have took the delay, set them back a little bit further, set themselves to get the ball pinned in deep. Dwayne probably should let the ball go over his head there. Really, though, the play before sack and the fumble and the loss of yards, big play there by the Colts. And now let's see if the Colts rush over here to seal the deal.
Colts are leading 17-16, 2:09 left to go here in the last quarter of the last bowl game of Madden 19. Looks like Dixon's going to be stopped in the backfield for a loss of 1. And now we're at the 2-minute warning. So now we get a little strategy. What's your strategy here? 2nd and 11, all 3 timeouts, 2 minutes from their own 13. Are you using them back to back to back? What are you doing here?
I'm really trying to see if I can make obviously here with 2-minute warning. If he gets a stop, take the timeout. If they do not or make incomplete pass here, then you get to save your time.
Strong closed formation. Cam Newton back to pass. I can't believe we're seeing this. He's going to take the sack. That actually is a smart play there because if he forces it, it was going to get gobbled up again. So Cam Newton stops the clock with a timeout from the Falcons, but you're making them use timeouts. I know it's not a gain, but you only lost 4. It still puts your team in a pretty good position here, 3rd and 15. Are you running the ball, though?
I'm running the ball. 3rd and 15, the way DBs have played your wide receiver so far that you're asking for trouble. Put the ball in the hands of your defense to shoot down. You've got the lead right now. Let them make the play for you.
A lot of bunched and closed formations here in the end of this game. Cam Newton's in the end zone. He's going to have to get that one out. He's got his man Perryman possibly. I think Perryman's 18. Perryman breaks 3 tackles there, but he's still tackled short of a first down. It's going to set up 4th and 16. The Falcons are going to have 1 timeout left to go, but they only need a field goal with 1:47 left to go. So this game is far from over.
Yeah, this game is coming down to the wire here with the Falcons and the Colts.
If you're the Colts, do you use your own timeouts? Do you save them? Do you let him run the clock down? Do you try to keep him for a field goal? What are you doing here if you're the Colts?
He's got to be smart because obviously now the Falcons can go into a hurry-up offense. And a lot of times with the hurry-up offense in Madden, you're not able to make adjustments. So a lot of times it can put you in a bad situation. So those timeouts will be needed in case that happens.
And 20 yards here actually puts them in field goal range here. So Matt Ryan under center, man in motion, 2 receivers to the right, Ridley in motion to his left. Matt Ryan back to pass. He's got Ridley wide open. He actually avoids it. Matt Ryan looks like he's going to run. He is. He's going to slide. Ooh, that was awkward. Matt Ryan needs to get back in the slide class. He slides for a gain of 3. 1:28 left to go. Nobody using their timeout, so it looks like they're going to tick here.
Old man Ryan there with this wannabe slide there. Really though, you have to say good job there by D-Money not making a bad mistake there trying to force the ball. He just took the positive yards.
3 wide here for the Falcons. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left is Ridley. Man in the backfield, Smith. Back to pass. Matt Ryan, I totally forgot what went on there. I glitched out on my screen. Matt Ryan back to pass. He hits Hooper. It's going to sit up 3rd and inches there. And I'm going to blame it on lack of sleep. 54 seconds left to go. Nobody calling a timeout. If you're the Colts here, you're getting real close to giving up field goal.
Yeah. This is getting down to the nitty-gritty. Nice run there.
He's got Smith right up the middle. He's going to get the first down, a nice big run, and that puts the Atlanta Falcons in field goal range. 1 timeout for the Falcons, 3 timeouts for the Colts. It looks like the Colts are going to use their timeouts to freeze the kicker. So even the Falcons try to kick this long field goal, it's not going to be easy. They're going to have to do that whole freeze the kicker animation.
Yeah, Dwayne here he's positioning his guys for an inside pass.
Matt Ryan back to pass. He's got plenty of time. He's got nobody open, though. He's got to make a decision. It's starting to lose. He throws that away in the pocket, and there's no flag on the play. If I'm the Indianapolis Colts, I should say, I am yelling and screaming about the flag. He was clearly in the pocket.
Yeah, he definitely looked to be inside the tackle zone there in the pocket. Uh, I guess the referee took a break on that play or something because it was not called.
So now what do you do if you're the Atlanta Falcons? 12 seconds left. You need to save your timeout to help with the freeze the kicker, but the Colts have 3 timeouts. Do you run it and use your timeout? What are you doing here?
I'm looking to run it, probably trying to get a couple extra yards.
Smith in the backfield. He's going to get the handoff. He's going to go left. He's going to pick up some nice yards there. He's going to set up a timeout. So the last play of the game is going to come to this 3rd and 5. 8 seconds left to go. They're going to have to go for the field goal here unless he does a quick pass. It's got to be out of bounds. There's really no way. 8 seconds, you've got to go with the field goal. Looks like the Falcons are questioning it, and they're not. They're looking through their shotgun playbook.
Yeah, they're looking for a quick pass option here. I mean, this is going to have to be bang bang.
Yeah, this is dangerous territory.
If I'm Dwayne, I'm putting all zones across the sidelines to cover those sidelines and stuff. But
so it looks like he's calling 4 verts here. I would expect him to call 2 of these as out routes and hot route. This is the type of stuff I hate as a commissioner, the type of stuff we're going to make go away. There you go. He audibles to 2 quick out routes, 3rd and 5, 8 seconds left to go. If he's tackled in bounds, this game is over. Matt Ryan back to pass.
Oh my.
He's got nothing. It's going to be caught. He's going to stumble, rumble, fumble. Is he going to get him out of bounds? Are they stopping the clock? They're going to stop the clock. 4th and 1, 3 seconds left to go. The Colts are going to take a timeout to freeze the kicker. Holy cow, that was a crazy play. Somehow the Falcons were able to catch that inbounds and get out of bounds. And here we go. Last play of the game, 3 seconds left to go. Canizero trying to win this for his team with the freeze the kicker. The kick is up. And the kick is good. The Atlanta Falcons are going to win this one 19-17. What a game. What an ending. And right when the Colts looked like they had it in hand, the Falcons snatched this one away.
Oh, Dwayne has to be sick because of his big-time hitting. The big hit kind of bounced the tight end off, and he was able to go out of bounds instead of wrapping up the tackle there. And I almost thought D Money threw it away because he had the wide receiver wide open in the flat there for like 5 minutes, it seemed like, and he just went to the tight end instead. That was such an ending to that game.
Atlanta Falcons with another back-to-back championship. Is that 3 in a row for him? I need to look. Let's see. Let's just pull it up real quick.
And they end this year just how everybody wants to end the year.
No, it's back-to-back. So back-to-back because Mo won 2 seasons ago. If you're the Indianapolis Colts, you got to blame yourself a little bit. You got a conservative tackle in that moment. There's no way you can big hit. There's no way you can try to bring the heat. There's no benefit. If you jar the ball loose, it stops the clock anyway. The chances for a fumble are slim to none. You can't play for the fumble. You got to keep him in bounds there, man. Just that's a tough way to lose this game, and I'm sure Dwayne is not going to come on for interviews. He usually disappears after tough games like this. But Matt Ryan and your Atlanta Falcons are the champions. Who's your MVP?
My MVP now, but right now I think it has to be that entire defensive side there in that 4th quarter, holding the Colts to no points, getting back them a shot to win this game. The defensive side, and look in particularly with the defensive end that got I think I'm think of his name and I can't think of number 98 for the Falcons because he was dominant, putting pressure on Cam Newton, causing Aaron and the ball back in Matt Ryan's, and they got this win. What a win.
Yep, what a win for D-Money. Hats off to him. Madden 20 is almost here, but, man, these guys closed out Madden 19 in a really great way. And, man, again, I just go back to it felt like the Falcons had to earn that one, man. They were kind of struggling in mud, and somehow they come away with the victory, whereas The Colts did everything right except for 2 plays. The big interception by Cam Newton, which you just don't see from Dwayne and his team, and then the big hit stick instead of just, if you conservative tackle right there, the game is literally over.
Yeah. You go for conservative tackle, he drops, but I could see the big hit come, and it was the big forced the guy back 2 or 3 yards, but somehow the tight end maintained his balance and was able to get out of bounds. I mean, it was a crazy end to season 85 and Madden 19 altogether. Yeah, what a game.
What a game. That is the way to end it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Before we go, I'm trying to see if we can't get some quick interviews. Just another back and forth game, a game that both teams really fought hard to win. The Colts did everything that they knew to do. They saved their timeouts. They really tried to hold on to freeze the kicker. And look, D-Money made a kick whenever he needed to make a kick. And D-Money's saying that he can come online. So let's see if we can't get him in the voice chat and do a quick interview.
Yeah, let's get him in here. I mean, that was a game. I'm telling you, it was a very entertaining game. I was sitting here. Obviously, I was behind him first, but then I got ahead of you and stuff. And I was starting to get excited about certain plays before they really kind of happened in our presentation as it came live for everyone else. But just a really good game. Just way to end season 85, and I can't wait to hear what he has to say about the game.
So D-Money gets 3 of the 6 championships here in Madden 19 and solidifies himself as a OMFL Hall of Famer. Love him or hate him, this guy knows how to win, and he's been dominant, especially in Madden 19.
Yeah, he just, his offensive side of his proness in this league is just phenomenal. You see him put up points year in, year out, but then he's also had the defensive players that have also backed up that offensive output that he's been able to put in, and just phenomenal work by him in this OMFL Bowl.
Yeah, it's been back and forth, but look, he drafted well. We will always have the tank season to think back to, but he did draft well. He played well, and he put all the pieces together. And for that, you got to tip your hat to him. And, winning 3 of the 6, winning any OMFL Bowl here is a challenge. Winning 3 of the 6 is a superb challenge. It's something that only a handful of other owners have actually done here in the OMFL over our almost 20-year history. He said that he could join. I told him to join the voice chat. He hasn't joined just yet, so we'll give him a couple more minutes here and find out.
He's still celebrating in the locker room with champagne and really celebrating with his players.
There he is. D-Money, just go ahead and unmute yourself. Let me make sure that I don't have you muted. No, I do not. So you just got to unmute yourself. I don't know if you're on your phone or not, but it should be pretty easy to use. I don't use my phone on this, but I know Maniac has. But yeah, we'd love to talk to you about another big OMFL Bowl victory for you. I think you got 85, 84, and 82. So 82, 84, and 85 all belong to D-Money and the Atlanta Falcons. There he is, Mr. D-Money, the OMFL champion, season 85 champions. D-Money, we got to go right to it. We got to talk about it. The play to Hooper to the right, the right side on like the little out route or whatnot. You had a player open in the flat. There was 8 seconds left. You only had no timeouts. You had already used your timeout. Like, what was the thought process, and what were you trying to do there? He unmuted himself. I thought he was ready to go. Maniac, any tips for D-Money to get his voice to work? Because I actually don't use my phone, so I actually don't have any tips.
He'll have to make sure that his settings are set for to allow voice to come through his phone. The little gear user setting thing should have a setting on there where he clicks on it, and it should voice and video, I believe, app setting.
I'd love to have. Oh, there it goes. Maybe. I'd love to
Yeah, I
have.
think.
I'd love to have Dwayne in here, but usually Dwayne needs a few minutes to breathe after tough games like that. And he'll usually walk away for a couple hours. D-Money, are you with us, friend? Dang. I don't know if we're going to be able to get this to work. I know he's got somewhere to go, so it's not like he's got a ton of time to figure this out. And he's going to try to rejoin and see if he can get that to work. But either way, I'd love to get in the mind of both of those owners to figure out exactly what they were thinking with that type of play. No, D-Money, we can't hear you. Just sorry, Maniac. He was asking if we could hear him. We couldn't hear you, D-Money. Go ahead and finish that thought, Maniac.
No, I was just going to say that just the last play there was just there were so many variables that were going on. Like I said, D-Money was trying to get those extra yards, get quick out of bounds and stuff, and then you had that wide receiver wide open out there on the right flat where the tight end was coming in. And I don't know if he was kind of waiting for that tight end to get there to maybe where the wide receiver would run up and kind of be a blocker for him to kind of pave him away for out of bounds, or what the process was. But and then Dwayne, I don't know if it was something that he just did to try to do the hit stick or a big time hit, but I mean, coming flying in with the shoulder. And the tight end being able to shrug that off and get out of bounds, it was just so much going on to that play, and it was just such a big moment in OMFL history.
Yeah, D-Money, there is a gear on the phone, a gear setting. I don't know exactly where, just because, again, I don't use the phone. But sometimes you have to hold the push to talk. Sometimes there's a gear setting that tells you exactly how to set it. Oh, there you go.
There it is.
Mr. D-Money. It's lit up like you're talking to us. Now it's not lit up. Now it's lit up. But we don't actually hear anything. Do you hear him, Maniac?
I do not hear you.
Oh, you do?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we see you. It's working for some reason. Let me make sure. Yeah, you're not muted. Let me mute you and then unmute you just to see. See if that works, Steve Money. Try that again. You were doing it because it was lighting up green. Yeah, it's lighting up green, but we actually can't hear you. You may not have gave permissions for it to use your phone. Either way, maybe type out an answer real quick because I think that's the big play that everybody wants to know. People want to know what you were thinking on that big play there. 8 seconds left to go. You're in kind of no man's land where you could try a long field goal, but with the freeze the kicker, it's going to be really, really tough. What were you thinking? What was the thought process? Of course, we know that you were trying to get out, but I mean, you waited forever in the pocket. You threw it way in bounds, and really it was luck that got you out of bounds on that play. Poor D-Money. He's trying to figure it out. But, of course, he's out of time here pretty soon, and just sitting here listening to air nothing is probably not going to be work. We're going to see if he can try this one last thing. Thank you, Kev. I see that you're really trying to help. I really appreciate that. Helps a ton. It's lighting up, so clearly your phone is registering in Discord, but it's we're actually not hearing you, which usually means it didn't get permission or your mic don't work, one or the other. I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder if he's trying to plug in a mic into his phone. Maybe it might be just best to unplug that and talk to the phone.
It seems like Hollywood all over again a couple of weeks ago. Poor Hollywood. The struggle was real to try to figure that out. Yeah,
we went through a lot trying to get Hollywood set up and stuff. Another in this game was when Freeman went down. It was
a big turning point.
Yeah, I mean you seen the kind of start to put the string of hold on the rushing attack of the Falcons and really started one dimension with the passing attack, and then that's when he threw the interception to win. But I mean, that that type of injury and stuff, like I said in Press Pass Live, Madden seems to always have one of those type of things happen, especially in the big game, where you'll see like a big star on one side or the other that really kind of changes the momentum and the outcome of what could happen. Uh, but I mean, you have to tip your hat to D Money with keeping it with Smith. He's obviously a different type of running back than Freeman was, and you've seen him kind of struggle a little bit at first with it, but started settling down with Smith and really kind of got some positive yards, kept the ball moving, and kind of took a little bit of pressure off of Ryan, and it paid dividends in the end for him.
Yeah, you can also see, though, that the game plan changed, right? Because with Freeman, it was definitely up the middle, punch you in the mouth, let's just chew this clock. And he was gashing him, as the Colts were gashing him right back. But he definitely was getting some gash runs there. And then when Smith came in, the game plan clearly had to change. Smith was struggling trying to get up the middle. He was having to take the ball more outside, and the Colts are doing a great job of shutting down those outside runs. And so that game plan also changed, whereas Dwayne and his Colts really stayed the course outside of the one play. If he doesn't throw the one interception, I think he does win this game. And it goes to show you how tight and how close things can be, that you can play 99% of the game perfectly, and that 1%, that one mistake, that one bad read, it's going to lead to a loss.
Right, and that was definitely evident with that play because it really did change the outcome of this game completely. Without that, we're probably looking at the game probably ending 17-13 the way this kind of played out. So, it's just one of those things. You see an opportunity and you have that feeling like you've got to push, you got to make it happen, and you see something there that you really don't see, but you kind of hope seeing, and it ends up turning out to be a nightmare. And that's kind of the situation that happened there.
Let's see if we can bring on Dwayne real quick. Dwayne, I see that you're in here. I don't know if you're willing to talk. I hope that you're willing to talk. We haven't heard your beautiful voice in weeks. He unmutes himself. Dwayne, tough loss in OMFL Bowl 85, but it's nothing to hang your head low on, man. You fought your way back from a team that early in the season was out of the playoffs. You make it all the way. You played 99.9% of that game perfectly, but the one mistake really come back to bite you. What were you thinking on that play where you throw the interception late with Cam Newton on the left? Normally a play where we've seen in the past that you'll run it. You'll take off running. You're not going to force it, but that time you forced it. What happened on that play, if you can take us back?
Y'all hear me?
We can hear you.
There we go.
Yeah. I'm trying to catch him all game. Play the run all game, catch, just getting placed in one play to get placed, as a maniac. Last, I've built a wider.
Hey Dwayne, I hate to stop you, but you're breaking up really, really bad. I don't know if you're on your phone. I don't know, but it's breaking up really bad, and we really want to hear what you got to say, because we heard that you were just trying to set him up. Play the run the whole game, but then it started to break up really, really bad. If you could, yeah, we can hear you a little bit better. There you go. Oh, hey, D-Money, we got you, man. Let us finish with Dwayne real fast, and then we'll bring you on. Do you still have time? I know you got to get off to a wedding here soon.
No, this is more important than the wedding.
Well, give us just a second to finish up with Dwayne. We'll bring you back on. Dwayne, do we have you still?
Yeah.
So bring us back into your mindset of the big play off to the left side with Cam Newton. Oh, crap. Nope. I think we're losing you, Dwayne. What is with the technical demons that are showing themselves? Poor Dwayne lives way up in the middle of nowhere, Arkansas, so sometimes that can be tough to have really good reception. I think he's on his phone trying to talk to us. D-Wayne, let's try. Oh, no, there you go. So let's bring D-Money on then. Since we're waiting on D-Wayne, we're playing hopscotch. D-Money, let's go back to the play that we talked about 50 different times. We're trying to view it from 50 different ways. You were caught in a little bit of no man's land at the 44-yard line. You had no timeouts, 8 seconds left. It would have been a long field goal. You knew that you were going to get frozen, so clearly you were trying to do a quick out route, pick up a few extra yards to make it a little bit easier, but that play really developed weirdly where Matt Ryan had a lot of time, floated off to his left, floated back right. He had a wide receiver open in the flat for a long time, but ended up going with Hooper, and Hooper really got lucky to get out of bounds. Kind of what was your thought? What was your reaction? How did you view that play as it unfolded?
Well, during the game, I'm sure you guys saw, his corners usually back off. So I did an out route, I think, to Ridley on the left side. But the corner came crashing up, and so I said, oh crap. And I looked to the right, and, the play just sends everybody on the right side towards out of bounds. I got lucky. I mean, that wasn't skill. That was like, oh, shit, I'm running out of time. Hit a guy over there. And when I already told D-Wayne, when Hooper got hit, I lost. I didn't have control. Madden takes over with those animations.
Yeah.
And so that was all luck. It really was.
Well, take us back to Freeman going down. Freeman was really gashing the Colts, something that most teams can't do, but something your team has done really well for several seasons. Freeman arguably could have been the MVP many seasons in a row here. But Freeman goes down, torn shoulder. He's out for the game. Clearly the game plan had to change with Smith. What was your thought process after hearing about that injury?
I mean, Smith, I can't remember his rating now. He's like low to mid 70, but he plays above that. So when Freeman went out, it's, if it was at the beginning of the game, that's one thing. But it's already late in the game, and I thought, okay, Smith, he does well for me. But then he just got shut down, and I'm thinking, oh shit, like what am I gonna do? But I mean, he had some. I think he had like a stretch play or a toss play. I can't remember which one. That picked up some good yards. And then, but he does pass block well. And I know D-Wayne with that man coverage play where he manually will blitz the linebacker. I tried to make sure Smith was on that side because he, for whatever reason, it feels like to me, it could just be in my head, but he pass blocks really well. So.
What was the game plan, though? What, like, going into this game, knowing the Colts, you faced him before, what was the game plan that you knew you were going to have to play to come away with the victory, and what adjustments did you have to make as you went along here?
Well, obviously with D-Wayne, shut down the run best I can without stacking the boxes and, blitzing every first down and all that stuff. So I think we played week 16 of this season, and then the last Super Bowl, I thought I did really well stopping the run. This one, not so much. It seemed he had a lot of, 2nd and 6s, 2nd and 5s, which, set you up to, not really know what's coming. And when you don't know what's coming, right, you're going to get in trouble. So I've seen, I watch a lot of streams, and I know one of his favorite things when you're going to, try and play the run and come up, he's going to hit Perriman on something deep. So that's, I don't know if you guys saw, I always go in and I usually switch cornerbacks to cover for speed. I wanted Pyle on Perriman.
Adjustment mid-game. No, I seen you make that adjustment mid-game, and I thought that was a smart move.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust Trufant on him. I think he's, Perriman's quite a bit faster, but so yeah, I guess I was a little surprised that he didn't try and test me deep at all. But I tried to keep my safeties, back, even though he was doing pretty well against the run. So, I mean, it kind of played out, the way I thought it would. But offensively is where I just kind of crapped the bed. So yeah.
Maniac, what do you got for D-Money before we let him go off to his wedding?
Yeah, I mean, great play there, and I was watching that last play, and I actually, for some reason, I was a little bit ahead of Nate, and I almost gave away the play. I was like, oh my God, what's going on, but the big point in the game I thought was when Freeman went down. You already talked about that and stuff, but how much more different controlling Freeman compared to Smith? Because I noticed a few times it looked like you're trying to make some of those moves that Freeman would make, and Smith would kind of have the herky-jerky looking animation because he's just not that type of runner. How did that affect you?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Smith, I think his agility's like low 80s, and Freeman's low to mid 90s or something like that. So when I'm in those holes between the tackles, I can move Freeman. Ito, not so much. I try to make a little cut, and I forget that I have him, and the animations take over, and I get sucked into one of my offensive linemen or a defender, and so yeah, I think the outcome would have been different if Freeman goes down in the first quarter instead of, what was it, late third or early fourth? I can't remember. But.
Yeah, I think it was about the middle of the third. And kind of my final ask for this is, what was going through your head fixing to kick that field goal with the ice the kicker?
I think I've done that maybe this Madden one time. And then I couldn't remember it because I got a new kicker. I lost my rookie, or the kicker I drafted in free agency this last free agency period. So the guy I have, he doesn't seem to kick, the ones that I see a lot of, the 56 or 56, 57 yarders. So I was a little nervous, but I think it was like a 52 or 1, or I can't remember now. So, I've done it before, and it wasn't. Once he went out of bounds, in my head, I'm thinking game over.
Yeah. It was a great play. Congratulations, D-Money, on another Super Bowl. 3 out of 6 here in the OMFL for Madden 19. That is something to be super proud of, and really solidify yourself as a first ballot Hall of Famer whenever that time does come. So congratulations. Go enjoy some dancing and adult beverages at your wedding, and not your personal wedding, whoever's wedding you're going to. But enjoy yourself, and congratulations again from all the crew here in the OMFL.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Have a good one.
There it is, the OMFL champion, D-Money and the Atlanta Falcons. Let's bring on our good buddy, our Press Pass Live co-host, Mr. Dwayne. Are you back with us, my friend?
Yeah, I just hooked it all up through the computer instead of my phone this time.
Well, man, we are so sorry. I got to commend you, though. I know it's not normally your thing to come on and do interviews after a loss. Normally you disappear and go enjoy a few Moscow mules yourself. So let's talk about the big play. You started to try to talk about it, but we lost you. We had some bad reception. What were you thinking with Cam Newton? That's not normally a play like you. We had the glitch out play before that, so there was like the bad snap. My assumption, Maniac's assumption, was that it was an internet issue where you almost threw the pick. And to me, it felt like you were just coming out a little frustrated and forced to play that you normally wouldn't have. But you set us straight. What were you thinking? Why'd you force that play with Cam Newton, the interception to Trufant off to the left side?
Now, Moscow Mule does sound good, but I did have my gin during the game. So it kind of eased me through that one. No, the play before was frustrating. I'm not really sure. My internet was actually pretty solid the whole game. I'm not sure if I just hit X too many times when I snapped the ball or what the deal was. That was frustrating. I honestly was really shocked that it didn't get intercepted. I just knew he had a user control player really near that ball. I thought he was going to be picked. The next play, I really was going to take a shot. Like I said, I was trying to get him just to be complacent. I had a few times, and I did burn him once on a play that he thought I was going to run, and I did get a crossing pattern to my tight end for not as many yards as I was hoping for. But I was just trying to get him to get complacent. In that situation, I thought maybe he was going to play up just for that play. And I seen this cornerback. He followed him with the user guide to his zone. He followed him right to his zone. He left him. Trufant, I want to say, took one step back, and I said, I'm going to heave it deep. And at the last second, I changed my mind, and it's one of the things where that's where Cam's throwing power just takes, gets the best of you. You think he can, you think he can just throw it in there, and just not the case. As soon as I threw it, it's one of the instant regrets. I threw the water bottle across the room, some kind of thing like that. I knew what happened when I threw it. Luckily, my defense came up big for me that after that, but that's just a point right there where if he gets the ball at the opposite end of the field. Same situation. We burn more time off. Maybe he doesn't get himself in position to get that field goal at the end.
I meant to ask this question a second ago. It's my last one to D-Money. D-Money, if you're on, if you could unmute yourself real fast. I got one last question for both of you together. I don't know if D-Money is around or if he's getting dressed and getting ready.
Yeah, I'm
there
still
he is. I wanted to ask you both together. This is something Maniac and I realized, and we would like to get your thoughts. Did you both see the player die on the field on that toss play to the left?
Wait, sorry, one more time. You kind of cut out for me.
Did you guys see the player die and pass away on the field on the little toss play early in the game to the left?
Yes, I don't know if you guys noticed. Instead of picking a play right away, you can kind of see the instant replay behind, and I just let it play out.
D-Wayne, when is the funeral services for that young man?
Honestly, I'm not.
Well, I want to know who that was. And what,
honestly, I'm not sure. I guess I missed it.
How did you miss it?
Like I said, I was probably looking at something. I don't know, or
he literally flew like 25 yards in the air. Like he got chop blocked and just bounced like 25 feet in the air and landed on his neck. We'll give you salary cap relief. Then again, it's the last season of Madden 19, so you probably don't have to worry about it.
I'll have to go back and look at that one tonight.
Yeah, you got to go see that one. Thanks for unmuting D-Money. D-Wayne, let's get back into your head. What was the game plan coming into this game against the Atlanta Falcons?
Limit big plays, make him grind it out, which he did really well for the game. Just make him grind it out, which that's in general my stuff. I mean, somebody like Maniac when I play him, or Cincy, somebody that can just be really explosive, and I put D-Money in their class too. He's probably not as that's not a shot at him as much as a compliment to Maniac and Cincy, but he's not as explosive as they are offensively. But you still have to limit. You just don't want to give up. Like the first play, the running play, I had a 70-yard run, which I was really praying to be a touchdown. I just knew Dixon's slow self was going to get caught. But those kind of plays are just killers. You really want to make the offense earn their points, and you just hate to give big plays. So honestly, I was willing to give up short plays to take away the deep plays, and he really tore me up with the running game for a long time doing that. He didn't take advantage of the short passing game like I thought he would. He did once or twice. I don't know. I think it was like a 3rd and 6. I backed off, just tempting him to throw something, and he did it through an out route to Ridley and got a first down. But I was really, like I said, I was just trying to take away the deep ball. I just didn't want to give up a 70-yard pass on a PA play or a crossing play or, just in general a go route. I just didn't want to give those up and give him easy points. Easy points to somebody of his caliber is inexcusable. So you just got to make him earn a 70-yard drive. And he, like I said, he did it multiple times. He drove down. I think he had a 15-play drive one time, a 14-play. And, just myself, I'll go with that. With my defense can get a 14, 15-play drive. As long as we're not giving up a, 2 or 3 play scoring drive, I can live with it.
2 more questions for me. Dixon had a really great game. You said he broke off that 70-yarder to open up the game. I think he was up to like 7 or 8 rushes for 110 yards already. But yet you really stayed balanced in your attack. Why not continue to feed the monster?
It's tough. I've went all 3 of my running backs had, I think, 500 yards or more this year, and all 3 of them had 10 touchdowns this year. I really do kind of spread it out. Hines is really my home run threat. Hines is not going to be the guy that's going to eat 1 or 2 yards away. I'm just hoping he can have 2 or 3 runs like that, and then he can bounce a 70-yard run. He did have, 1 or 2 plays where I seen daylight, and that Falcons defense is just too fast. I really do try to spread it out. Dixon is as good as I really enjoy playing with Dixon. Of course, all 3 of these guys replaced Bo Scarborough, which was a big change because I usually ran with him 20, 25 times a game, and spreading attempts out like this is just kind of different. But Dixon's just been prone this season. The more carries he got, it seemed the more likely he would to fumble the ball. I know it might seem odd, but I think I've had 2 or 3 games this year where he gets around that 15, 16 carry mark where I kind of start feeling good with him, and he just gets the hell knocked out of him, and he fumbles the ball. And so I tried to just teeter that line of not giving him too much. And I don't know, it could just be the stamina thing. Maybe his stamina gets low and he takes a hit and fumbles the ball. I was just trying to teeter it and trying to keep him fresh.
All right, last question for me. The play that ended up being, D-Money said, the luck play, the game that won it for him. Your guys you're known for your big hit-sticking safeties and cornerbacks. You like guys who bring the wood. Now, I don't know if you set this or not, if you set tackling to hard hits or the hit stick play. But on that last play, he scrambles, you shut it down, he tosses it up, you conservative tackle, that game is over, and you've got another championship underneath your belt. But instead, your safety tries to bring the wood, he bounces off of it, the animation takes over, He regathers himself, gets out of bounds, kicks the game-winning field goal. Is that a setting? Is that a play you regret? Do you stick by your guns and stick by the way that you play defense?
Yeah, it's not a setting, and I honestly I didn't manually did it. I let the computer try to tackle. I've had bad luck, trying to switch real quick and grab him. Sometimes, like you said, it will give that animation, or and being a hit stick fiend like I am, I do want to hit stick when I switch. So I actually tried to let the computer do it, and it was actually my Hall of Fame nominee plus my import, Jacoby Land, who hit it. And just being at 92 hit power that he's got, I think that he literally tries to lay wood every time. And I won't take that from him. That's the way I like to play. And so I guess, I just go down with my ship on that one. But I didn't switch to him. It's just that was the computer trying to lay the wood on him. And D-Money's guy made a really good play, standing on his feet and get out of bounds. And like I said, at first throw, I thought it was it. I actually thought that cornerback was going to drop down and help tackle. He couldn't get back there fast enough, and Lynn he tried to lay the wood, and he laid the wood against somebody who laid the wood back better.
Maniac, what do you got for our good buddy, who we miss on Press Pass Live?
Yes, we do. We miss you, Mr. D. Wayne. I've had to talk and spew my hot air for the whole time, and I'm sure everybody's tired of just hearing my point of view, but I want to go back to the last drive before the second half, where he goes down and actually scores points. How big was that? Because you come out the second half, you go 3 and out, back, and I believe he goes and scores again. I could be wrong, but or at least he changes the field position on that. But what was going through your head when he scored those points before half? Did it make you feel like you had to go out and really solidify something in the second half?
I like to start the game as I'm sure most people do. I like to kick off. I like to get the ball first, second half. I feel like it can be a really big swing right there. I really tried to grind out as much time as I could, and I left him 2 minutes on the dot. I tried to grind as much as I could, not to leave him much. Last season we played the OMFL Bowl. He actually turned that last drive into 7 points with like 10 seconds on the clock, and I was just all for not giving up a touchdown. I was really playing conservative, and I know people probably think, well, you got to be aggressive in a big game like that, and I understand that. With somebody like, and I'll say this again, top players, Nate, Maniac, Cincy, D-Money, some of these guys right here, they can turn their aggressiveness against you, and so I really tried to play conservative. Tried to make sure he didn't get a deep ball at the end to go up by 7 at the half. I really wanted it to be a one-score game, as in I can score a field goal, tied, or touchdown, and go ahead second half. Second half, I actually went 3 and out. I really came out and played it out of my rhythm. I tried to pass right off the bat. He stopped me. Luckily, he ran a comeback route when he got the ball back to start that second half. And comeback routes are usually pretty well ran. And Jacoby Land just played it. He just sat there. He literally just sat there on that comeback route, and he got the interception. I think to give me a 17-13 lead in that third quarter, which was a huge play for me. I think without that play, the game is honestly, I don't even think it gets to that point at the end if he doesn't make the interception there.
Right. What do you think about that? I was trying to think the play with him losing Freeman. Did that change your concept of how you attacked him with him losing Freeman, or did you stay to your guns to how you attacked him? Did you change up anything?
I stayed pretty much the same. The only thing I did was I tried to focus a little more, I guess you say, shutting down the inside and letting I would be okay with Ito Smith, and he did have 1 or 2 outside runs that were pretty nice. I was okay with letting him get the edge. You can't let Freeman get to the edge. His agility's too high. He's too quick. He's one juke or one spin away from taking it to the house. But I do have a defense, like I said, built on, I'd say, everybody, Houday used to say, I have slow white linebackers is what Houday used to say. We're not that slow and white right now, but I do have a run-based linebacking corps with Vic Beasley, Scooby Wright, Tanner Vallejo, Damian Wilson, all running, stopping guys. And so I kind of really just rely on them to try to just contain it because I have a really slow secondary. As people like to point out, Jacoby Land's 84 speed at cornerback. I feel like he holds his own, but my guys up front got a they got to take care of business because I can't rely on those cornerbacks and safeties to come up because they got their hands full with what they're doing.
All right, that's it for me.
All right, there we have it, Mr. Dwayne, our Press Pass Live co-host, who we hope to have back soon. I know he's going to be going on vacation, so he may miss the next show or so soon. They're definitely, in the first half, it was weird to see play calling from both sides. There were a lot of cutbacks in that game. There were a lot of closed and bunch formations. In the second half, it got much, much better. But overall, it was just an old-fashioned, I'll give you this, but I'm taking that, just back and forth, both teams making plays. And, man, I know that's a tough way to lose. Nobody likes to lose a bowl game after getting there. But you got to tip your hat. You did everything in your power to win that game, and sometimes the other guy just makes more plays. So congratulations to yet another OMFL Bowl presence for you. You were there. You made it. You've got to be one of the top guys to just be in OMFL Bowls. You've been in 75% of them since Madden 17, since you joined or whatever it was. And look, we miss you. Go enjoy your vacation. Get back, and congratulations on another great season.
All right, guys, I appreciate it. And yeah, I'm just get ready to go to work. I think Nate's Hurricane's fixing to come visit us tonight, so we're getting ready for all this rain we're fixing to get.
Yep, it's not been fun, and I'm gonna go do some checking up on that storm myself. For Mr. Maniac, thank you so much for doing this with me, buddy. This was a ton of fun. I love doing these. I wish we could do them more often, but we do them as often as we can, and we try to at least do the Super Bowl every year. And thanks for everybody who tuned in. For those of you who hung in late, I don't even know how many still watching, but if you hung in late, you got to hear some really great interviews, which was one of Maniac's ideas. So great idea, great game. It's been a good day, and now it's time to give this voice a rest and go take a nap.
All right, man.
I left him speechless. All right, have a great week. God bless you all. We'll see you next time on Press Pass Live. Oh, yeah, let's just say that this weekend we're going to have an EA developer, help me with his name, Official Mole. That's all I know him by. Official Mole will be on Press Pass Live this next Sunday. We're going to have to move it to Sunday, but this next Sunday we will have Official Mole. You're going to see all the advertisements about it. Help us retweet, get it out there. Let's get a lot of eyes on this. We're super blessed that Maniac set this up for us, and we can't wait to do it. So next week, Official Mole, EA producer, is going to be on with us, or developer. I'm not quite sure which he is. Maybe Maniac can help clear that up. But we'll have him on. We've got an interview with him. It's going to be a ton of fun. Can't wait. Until then, have a blessed week. Stay safe out there. We'll see you next time. God bless. Peace.
Later.